Hi, my name is Darian, and welcome to this overview of e-filing with the NAIC via OPTins. More and more returns are filed electronically every year, and TriTech's Premium Pro Enterprise makes it simple and easy for you. I'll show you how. To start, let's briefly go over what OPTins is and when you'll be using it. OPTins is a third party created by the NAIC that accepts returns and processes them securely online for many states and territories. There is a small fee involved for e-filing with OPTins, but that fee only goes to OPTins for using their service. Using OPTins is optional for some states and mandatory for others. Every state is a little different with regards to their requirements and procedures. I won't be going into the specifics of that in this video, but not to worry. There are detailed help files set up for you that will answer all your questions. So let's see what e-filing via OPTins looks like using Premium Pro Enterprise. Since OPTins is a third party, the first thing you'll need to do is register with them on their website. Keep your OPTins username and password in mind because you'll need them in Premium Pro later. Once registered, we can move on to submitting your return. In Premium Pro, navigate to the first page of your return. For my example, I have a return for the state of Alaska. At the top of the page, there's a button with the text e-file via OPTins. Nothing is submitted when you first click it. Don't worry, the software won't file your return until you verify everything. Click that button and it'll launch the OPTins wizard for you. Click on e-file to begin the process. The first page that appears is the data validation frame. What this function does is compare your return in Enterprise to information that OPTins requires, giving you a chance to fix any discrepancies before moving on. As you can see, it's blank. We have no discrepancies to worry about. Here's an example of what it would look like if we did have discrepancies to fix. Click Next to move on to the OPTins use agreement. This defines their terms, how they use and handle your information, and other supplemental information. You cannot move on until you agree to the terms. We agree, so let's click Next to move on to authentication. The top part of the screen has your company information that is drawn from other pages in Enterprise, so you can't change it here. If there's an error, cancel out of the window and return to the company's information page to fix it. Remember that username and password you registered for on the OPTins website? Here's where it goes. Type yours in, then set it to Remember Me. That way you won't have to log in every single time. Like the last page, we can't move on without verifying the username and password. The software is just checking that the account information is correct. Once it clears, let's go to the next page, Payment Info. At the top of this page, you'll select your preferred method of payment. The process is a little different for ACH credit versus ACH debit, but the wizard will display the details you need for either one you pick. I'll show you both briefly. First, let's go with ACH debit. You'll get the option to submit the entire payment or just the payment for the transaction fee. You can also select your processing date. Remember that your return is not finished until OPTins has approved your payment. That could take a couple days, so prepare accordingly. As for if you are paying with ACH credit, it is up to you to send the addenda record to your bank. The software creates this record for you. Like ACH debit, this option will also take some processing time, and your return will not count as completed until the payment has cleared. Once you've submitted your return, you can find your addenda record for ACH credit here. The last page to make changes on is the attachments page. Here's where you'll attach all your supporting documents, like your state business page, your Schedule T, and so on. The asterisk next to some of these documents denotes that they're required, and it won't let you submit without them. I'll upload a sample document for each of those for this video. If you've already attached these files earlier in Enterprise, they'll be here ready to go. Last but not least, there's a page that will ask you a couple more questions depending on what state you're filing. Alaska just wants to make sure I'm a life company, which I am. So we're good to go. Double check what the wizard is asking you, and when you're all set, you can move on. Wait for the program to work its magic, and then it's done. You'll get a confirmation email sent to whichever email is on your account. It also gives you a timestamp of when it was submitted and what attachments were included under details. Enterprise even goes a step farther. Look at this folder on the right side here in the attachment frame. It saves your confirmation and details for you here as well. In case you have any issues, or if you need to double check the information, and you're like me and you lost that email, it's right here. You're welcome, future you. And that's it. You're done. Your return is submitted and you can move on to your next project. I hope this video was useful for you. Good luck e-filing and happy tax season!